konakoye. And these are some of the facilities ene ye use ama double track no bafom. Sometimes make I one of these schools you could be no nano. It was PTA and AC another dormitory. In Miankasa Prempe College. PTA akwakosi your friends say an extra house. Senebeya ibetumi afa enkwadano bebre akaho. So people have sat down Ibrahim Mahama Tamale your friend is saying is it Tamale Secondary School. Akwakosi another boarding house, a full house. I donate at the ama schools, So people have seen the difficulties that we are all going through. And because of that, Obia Sabi Nyankopon Adom Nsem kakra no. Or ama double track efriho. And these are examples we can give 1,001. And nuntino sabi, if you are taking credit for some of these things, you know where to place the credit to. Last one, so I say mete efriho. I was say okay say nansen and crofon koye picketing so mo pay juma na say unemployed graduate association yente omunka bill. You see, unemployment is at its all-time high. The fact is, because you people were behind Unemployment Graduate Association, and then more formal appointments.
No, who can say you people were behind that?
MPP was behind Unemployment Graduate Association.
Oh, how?
Because no more numbers at the same.
No, but if that's easy for somebody to be behind something, you to be behind,
we don't need it.
No, but so
we cannot take advantage of unemployed people.
That be
solution. And no say yes, dear. Come edgia and your me.
No, but God in Okasa now said the unemployed and they can't think for themselves. I'm unemployed. Me pay Juma na say me advocate is a mama me Juma. Then no be shechri.
But if you tell me say I am an unemployed graduate, unemployed graduate association. Na mo ko say obi emamu ejuma na say mo ye demonstration say ye mamu ejuma. Ene bisa ho say san krofo no he na ye de omo akwa hye. Last time a friend is saying Jojo Pare Ado organize a demonstration. Nap kufo nankasa moka say more employee say 10,000 people say 100,000 people. Omwankasa eba ebeka say for 7 months in a yentria omoka, and some of them has even abandoned offices yedima wono. Unemployed Graduate Association for ebe omoso ebe ma omo testimonies about what they are going through as unemployed people. And when it comes to unemployment issue, any association be a obeforme, any dede be a obekwakoye, the yefunu ejene ome. Let's create the opportunities for people to be employed. But we shouldn't take advantage of unemployed people and say because we pay 2 means, men come bonte say me ba mema wadwuma ene they are even weeping and crying more than Tamana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So some of these things, we shouldn't use it for propaganda or for political purposes. Let's understand the plights of people. Yema and Crawford as how difficult things are and sympathize with them. Na yem one pie say yen na yebeka boom na ye create employment opportunities for all these people, but not to say ye use amnia ye nya to me ana ya dampo.
Me da se bebre Godwin Akogan, Deputy National Communications Officer for the NDC. Well, obviously at 39 minutes after 9, a high Adom 106.3 FM, still on the Baumia lecture yentiewe.
Under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the last 5 years. And what is the cause of the recent sharp depreciation of the exchange rate of the cedi? The data shows quite clearly, when you look at this graph, shows a clear dichotomy for the depreciation of the cedi between 2013 and 2016 and between 2017 and 2021. Cedi depreciation reached a high of 32.5% in 2014 and declined to 9.7% by 2016. The rate of depreciation further declined to 4.7% in 2017 before increasing to 12.9% by 2019 and then declining again to 3.9% in 2020 and registering 4.1% in 2021. The data shows that the average exchange rate depreciation during the 2017-2021 period, the average exchange rate depreciation over these 5 years under our government is more than twice as stable as during the 2013 to 2016 period when the average depreciation was 18%. So you are comparing our average depreciation over 5 years of 6.8% to theirs of 18%. It's night and day. And you will see, in fact, when you look at the history of the Fourth Republic, the worst performances of the exchange rate so far since 1992, the worst exchange rate depreciation has happened in two eras, between 1993 and 2000, and between 2009 and 2016. Those are the worst performances in the exchange rate. I wonder who was in charge of the economy at that time. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I was Your Excellency, the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mamadou Bawumia, and a lecture on at the Pentecost Convention Center. That was last week. Now, Dennis Mamember, also the Vice President, now Okasafa, indeed, the average depreciation, I would say, more than in 5 years, 6%. But between 2013 to 2016, that was about 18%. But Obibeka said, if it is so, Adena Guta for ASU, freight forwarders for ASU, you know, when it comes to say almost $6 into dollar, if that average is something to go by.
As that's it. Now, you see, usually make up Masam Debia say, about no economics. You acquire first way the economics. And when people lose the facts argument around economics, then they begin to run to that very simple conversation of it's the same way bottom. Of course, I don't know the ultimate determinant of the effort. So it's bottom. But no question say, sa averages ne percentages ne de keka honi nyina no. Say anko yi a bottom be say kra. Ekoyi nso a ebema obutum nso ayede akoyie utie dia omampeni dada ana omampeni abediche Dr. Bawumia kan ewo kaswa me na me hobi fata was a moderator and odiye ko na journey nema miensa no kan ho asem bibia ne ye wo oche bibia ne ye wo because untumi nka economics unchire bibia ne ye wo. It's not possible. I say wo ka se bibia edin unhu ade a emre da we de hu ade edin se be yo ka ti ase se unsu ade a emre mu a obedi no unsu ade bi edin just a wuni ade a emre as unhu ade edin. And see, if you don't have historical discussions, you can't discuss the economy. And see, that's what he did. Uwie no, you know, say beche yen bibia ye free ni bibia ba bedu. And 2019 bibia ba bedu ye. And ye kwan ye fast wa na ye grow and I say as on mine ye koye nim obi o man bia be catch us say between 2017 and 2019 was one of the happiest period in the lives of the people of Ghana. Obi o what mine will be, I will tell you, because a lot of things were happening. That was a time that you free dumso mu Ghana Fomba Eco School free of charge. And run 100,000 omuni ejuma ye na ya form nyuma omoye nyuma oko north wa na omunya inputs under the planting for food and jobs. Our mode ye infu ne dia ekike ka ho cocoa sector. Na cocoa board for introduces several mechanism and the policies are ebu ama cocoa sector no a booming. Oba, a friend is saying, Obum Didra, almost about 17 to 18 taxes and a year free so. I need to make the equi year more. That was the time dollar na edafem bokowa ehun samuni ho ema edwedifo to me didwe ye. So many things were happening in this country. It was the most happiest period for the people of Ghana. You move your minor growth from 3% to 7%. We're going to leap into the future. That was the time, but now we are seeing Ghana as one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and with one of the best performing currencies. So that is where we were. That is why we were able to move the country from 2017 to 2019. Unfortunately, last quarter, December to January 2020, December 2019 to January 2020, and a COVID yari boni by. And you cannot run away from the COVID situation. You cannot. And I don't know your justification, but that explains why our growth will slow down. And some aspects of your economy will struggle. Some aspects, not all, some aspects of our economy will struggle. And see, you can't run away from it. And I be in a COVID, and I no credit. Be a COVID between 2020 and 2022. And you're gonna we are suffering all the struggles and challenges are COVID. Because as empa, top paper year free China. Cotton on $50, 2019. It to the bag Ghana. No one ton be overton them find $1 in $60 to the $10 net to so what you say. But COVID buy China for no more year paper no reduce the production of the paper. You know, I shut down a lot of companies a year paper no. And the paper nankasa no why you doing what China ho. And this year no you turn $50 biom. Okwa China na Malaysia sa okoto paper na okwa koto no be $150. It is $100 na aba be ka ho. Enti already nankasa no o de ade no be dru Ghana e say oto so be miensa because ana okwa koto no. Secondly, what ade no $150 a wie no. E kwa be fa so a ode paper no be dru Ghana no. Container na ode paper no be gum no. Na ne bo e be $1,500. De me can we. Ene I to me could do almost about $13,000. Container and the paper no be gum no. Enti e kwan be fa so a be transport here de no so fia manone aba be du Ghana no. E no so ne boy de. Enti e ba be kan ne bo no. Enti ade na nka woton ne $60 for Ghana no. Afi no ne tokra e be $150. And then the transportation so a triple and a quadruple. Ti say do be du Ghana naturally. E bia oba be ton be $240 and a $280. E COVID. You can't run away from that. So long as a paper no so ya dey here organ ha no. And so long as a enya dey bia example na memo enya dey e wo bi organ no kwa dey. So ba koto abrochira bamboa. Okoton so this is the cost you will incur. Nti ono business plan okoto no the bar. Ekwen bia so ade na woto no ne bo ebeko so. Nsunsanso kese ba ko a sa COVID e de man ni. Ebiem esa ne say enka na nka ode $50 pe. And I beto ade na bag Ghana na wa ba beton $60 no. Enti wo wie a sika a wosan asesa wo see this na wo sesa de akọ $2 na de akọtọ ebiem ase ya ba no. Wo hia $50 pe. Ene ade ne bo ayedin. O kika ni nyina bom a $240. Enti sa $200 my information on this one. Enti sa $240 no. Enkana no anka wo ko pesi $50 na wo de akwa bridge and now pay $240 into wo per dollar dodo wo be sisa cedis more into dollars into ma dollar no so ehwo aye na ade bi ehwo na bi anso ne bo de the more wo per dollar we so per dollar bebre no na dollar ne bo ne ye den e koso because wo kra kakra bi nse me ba me si wo de ma me 5 cedis na me fama o ana ma me 7 cedis na me fama o ebi ni ho nti ma me 8 cedis na me fama o e na ma dollar ne bo no so aye den akoso dollar ne bo enya koso pepepepe so na che se me ne wo ene ye ba be den ye be koso no enti se ye ko efem kra aso ekwan ya COVID afa so a affect ya emu kese pa na maye den machemu no de to so mienu ye gusu a ye toto ne me ya di ye ho afi COVID mu ai ena reference say Russia for and Ukraine for tokoi abe oka yes ena Russia ne tokoi Say obi at the figures and the facts to abontia. What they are to me, I answer will be the kind. No, I say, and some nipa ne kind and ye be a no cre. A no cre say you talk a certain percentage, 30% and now 50%, certain percentage of your wheat, your flour, your oil, no normal free Russia na a no cre. A no cre say you talk 30% and now 40% and now 50%, a certain percentage of your iron rods. If you Ukraine and a no cre. And you know, Chris say you exporting your manganese, you know, a certain percentage, 30% and a certain percentage. Echo, so Ukraine, Russia, Honana, a you know, Cray. Would the conscious are no man answer? Would just I know man to be enough for me because I say, okay, son of my way, you know, Cray. And so a quite benefit fast what a affect you. A quite fast way affect you, and say, iron rods, no. I use to Ghana, so you're 30% free, so Ukraine, Russia for you. That's a better money. Your local manufacturers into me MET demand no bridges are 30% gap now. Let's just say I see a copy bito it will be before. Sa baby for no so. Other countries also etobi wo ho. Omo so esane say aha Russia and Ukraine one e benya iron rods ni biato e bi free one menti. Omo nyina ne yen e de anim a kire sa baby for no. Nti ade no so be kɔ no na ho aye na wo ho. Na ne bon so aye den ase akosoro. Ebiem ebia esane say yen tumi nya bi free Russia and Ukraine nti. Ene aha no so shortage abem. Nti local manufacturers no nko a wo man mu nko ana sambre yi omutumi produce iron rods ni bi amaya aye den yetumi ato. Immediately a shortage bebe mu omo nko na omo produce a demand no more than the supply pay. Let us say you benya price hike and the price inflation.
Okay.
Sound your way no. They are factual. E normal untumi nwan mfiri.
Then is one answer question.
Ya kan nyina wie no. The next question is say e kwan ben ye be fa so a ye be so ano na Ghana for immediate effects ya ba yesu yi e betumi aye den e free ho. It takes time.
Okay.
It takes a while.
Right.
Because nobody anticipated a pandemic and nobody anticipated a war somewhere in Eastern Europe or thereabouts. It takes a while. And that is why Usha Vice President 129 pages now. All the mechanisms, systems, structures are buying a person or the to manage the city depreciation. A whole 8 pages, no, they can't a corner of or manage the city depreciation, no, and once so that many who are yet to be before Ghana.
That is aside 2 billion I be pumping into the system.
Let me say, Nina can say all 8 pages. It explains so many other things, including that one, to ensure say manages our situation. And that is where I think say I see it in question.
Okay,
therefore in question your kind of say what are the solutions are or prophecy and what is it that we think can be done better than those solutions.
Okay, then it's we to do was any crafty Russia and Ukraine.
Oh, okay, I need to check. I think it was it 30% or so. I have to check.
Yeah, crafty Russia.
Yeah, I have to be sure, but I think it mentioned 30% of all those things are crafty Ukraine. I'll get you the figure.
If you per se CD no appreciate against the dollar, what can we do?
Say that is what he explained. Say so long as a lot of import free. Those things would always happen. The long-term solution is that we reduce the imports of someone. That's a long-term solution.
Okay.
But those things, say it takes a while. For example, say Osha figures here, we are importing close to about. So listen to this. Also in Ghana, some 60% of our total import of iron ore and steel are from Ukraine. 60%. Iron rod is 60%. So more than half. And I'm saying, Russia accounts for some 30% of Ghana's imported grains. 30% of Ghana's imported flour. Say 50% of your flour from Russia. He gave a specific figure. 50% of flour from Russia, and 39% of fertilizer. And so every Russia. So what do you say? And clearly, if you are getting 50% of your flour every Russia.
Still, we're talking about CD depreciation against the dollar.
There's a direct correlation. There's a direct correlation.
Okay, so I recall ex-president Kufuor Bresso. Yeah, to me, 1:1, true or false?
Oh yeah,
we got 1 CD to $1, and it was 1:1.
Yes.
Now mechanism ben no use here. To mean use. Now this government came. I recall January 2020. More power a committee to investigate the city's depreciation against the dollar. And I've been asking, reports being the Bremuntia, Montimi engineer, so because they share the caliber of people are more power more. We were thinking, say, after we presented that report, we should have seen some appreciation of the city. And one muscle. Fast forward, you had the $2 billion and a good system. That is the short-term measure. Now, with all these measures right from time I'm up power investigative team.
Where countries like Ghana are import-driven economies. That is the fundamental fact. And no industries. Okay. And to boost industries, it takes a medium to long term, and short.
I understand
yes,
that.
Yes, it had an effect.
Okay.
But the point is that he didn't exit office with one city. It tells you that because we're so important, it always had an effect on the city.
And what was the difference at the time?
Let me pick the holistic way. If you want me to give you the percentage, I can give you, and I can give you the percentages of depreciation of
4%.
If you want to discuss economy,
you don't go straight to percentages. No, real figures. There is a reason why we have the figures. Then no, maybe it's a question. And your figures near the calculated percentage.
Education.
And your figures now the calculated percentage. True or false? No, but it's in percentage.
Percentage is figure. What are you talking about?
How do we calculate percentage?
Percentage is figure. So, I am telling you that when you want to discuss the depreciation of a currency over a period, you don't use nominal figures.
Okay, so
I won't do that.
So now,
I won't do that unless you don't want to do proper economics.
20%. How would you calculate? For example, if you want to get teach me.
Percentages, a percentage of a period, average. The depreciation of the cedi within that period, no what carbon, no strike average. That will tell you, say, between 2000 and 2004, this is the average percentage of depreciation.
And how do you get that average?
I mean, to us, who besides a question?
No, maybe use figures, use figures, not calculate. I need some education.
Figures saying, to us, I want to understand you, then answer you.
You just mentioned, if you want to get a period, maybe at 2004 to 2006, obey you sue the depreciation within that period. Is that not it?
Yes.
And I'm saying, how do you get it? I just need some education. How would you calculate that?
For example, ABA, for example, for 2002, now dollar to cedi, one cedi. 2003, dollars to cedi, 2 cedis.
Okay.
What it means is that that's 100%.
Okay.
And see, that's how you calculate.
Okay, so you are using the figures to get the percentage. Is that not it?
Yes.
And so what's different from the American?
What I am telling you is that me catcher will say I am comparing average depreciation within a period, and I'm telling you that I cannot come and sit on air with you and come and say now within a certain period one cedi, and a certain period 5 cedis, and a certain period 6 cedis. I am telling you that is not how to discuss cedi depreciation and the depreciation of any currency. If you do that, you are not doing justice to your people. You are doing pure propaganda. Because even in nominal terms, 5 cedis in 2020, it is not the same as 5 cedis in 2022.
Okay, thank you.
So if you want to do justice to your listeners, you don't come and sit on there and say, oh, now 2020 5 cedi, and at 2022 and
okay, thank you.
Because idea 5 cedi credit to me at all in 2020. No. In 2022, it cannot buy.
Thank you. Okay, good for release.
If you want
no, maybe okay, good for release.
I want you to remind me which.
So are you saying it's a good for so propaganda no more?
Which are the releases?
The release of Moka said now, success card they are dollar first. To me, bear 600 about say 110,000. What kind of release?
No, but see,
so were they talking about figures of?
Don't mix the issues.
No, unless you are saying that they are doing propaganda.
Azamba, if you want us to have some progressive conversation, then let's stick to the issues. Let me tell you, you were asking me to do a comparative analysis of the behavior of the cedi. That is the depreciation of the cedi and the behavior of the cedi against the dollar.
No, that wasn't my question. Relax.
So what was your question?
First, maybe Sao may say, must set up committee to investigate the cedi depreciation. Reports ben or the buyer yen to me a difference in the cedi depreciation.
And I gave you a simple answer. Me catch will say, so long as we remain a third world country that is import driven, your currency against the dollar is always going to behave in a way that it is going up.
Oh,
what is important is the rate of depreciation. Because you see,
Dennis Miracle Abwaji. Thank you. For Anusi Mami.
So long as Bosumi Swan, Obefiska. Now they are quamanoni. No wakoto oil, no abeton or Ghana no kwadi. Your currency is not going to be the same against the dollar.
Thank you.
But what is crucial, the rate and now rate ekosho. And if you look at the figures, I'm can tell you here.
Thank you.
1993 to 1996, the rate of depreciation, which is fact figures, 27.95. What it means is that see the Sikano,
Then it's Mama Kasache. I'm sorry, but you are not the only person on the show. I'll come back to you. No, forgive me.
No, let me give you the figures. You don't want to know that one.
No, I said, forgive me. I'll come back to that. I will come back to that, Mipacho.
No, but
it's our time. I work with time. Thank you.
No, what about
you're not interested in the real figures. I will come to the figures. Mean to me my own to us. Thank you.
Nah, sometimes no, na yankasa nema propaganda no, etitri. In the first place, Ghana has always been an import-reliant nation, and as Emeka said, we rely on.
Me to give you the rate of
Dennis, respectfully, my mouth time, but I deal with time. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
You see, yen say debiano ye importe yen yema efri amanone. Knowing all this, Bawumia boldly told us, say, wa arrested dollar. At the key, ama IGP. Sa time, magic ben ena oyeye. No kre a omuntumi enkanche one say. Na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Eja wonum 2 new friends say oil wells. Based on that, na your production of oil at triple and nuntino dollars ababegu ye economy. And nuntino se enkrofo per dollar ako amanone ako kra eniema aba. Omu ni any challenge. But because ene ya bro ekanegu hwama se si ase oil revenue no na ba. Yes, sani nyina ne de akwakotua bosia ayabo. Enu nti se obi epe dollar akwakokra eniema onya bi nyeden enfan kokra eniema no. That is where we have gotten to. Now COVID excuse here minua Dennis ene Bawumia eye. Na ye bisa ye ho se why na COVID no aboa no. Sabe yenkase yare aboa nipa de nanso because of COVID na yenko amanone enkoto eniema emba enuti the demand on the dollar itself was next to zero because China akwakofa oniema wo Ukraine akwakofa oniema wo UK US akwakofa oniema wo no ya lock down enuti no wo kwakofa oniema no ewo hefa so you don't need the dollar. And no enama eniema stabilize ya omu take credit for it. Dollar so ebaye no ya sesa sika edi abreyen as a nation. IMF for MIN. Na your friend say World Bank for MIN afufuye. And no enedi Mpensenpensenmu aba. Sabe obi catch me say eniema ye din because of 6 weeks of Ukraine and Russia war. 6 weeks old.
No, Akogan, it is not just about the period, it's about the impact. One day, probably to me, I'm impact.
Right. You see, that is where the fears are. Sometimes, if you want to hide behind some of these things, yes, let's say, your wheat, your flour, free, your
iron rods,
free. Russia and let's even use the food prices because a beer, right? By 2 years, remain to iron rod. You understand?
The fact is that one told does not mean microphone.
Exactly, and
does not mean that industry.
You see, I can decide. Say a dia misi no metwa so chena anase metwa so next year obi nhame but eduane de you cannot tell yourself say mindidi ye fasting cry ye breaki it is a wheat every Russia eba ena ne bo ekoso flour every ho ena ne price ekosora sebe Ukraine Russia war efa eburo ho sen beans anye dono ewa ha efa ho sen ena atoko kra ye die koko wo kwakoto koko a 1 cedi kra ye se yensa ema wo koko 1 cedi ene yensa 1 cedi. How can you tell me say area because of COVID and now say you tell me say it is because of Ukraine Russian war and until beans ebo akosoro
no but
and then buy mwangasa production team say na nyema mu ayedin milk ba ko nipa 12 and the coffee ewo mwangasa mu fie hanafe miyem kra
asem no dia nya no kra
na miyem kra asem nipa 12
no dia nya no kra
that will tell you there your friends ahochire Aba oh my God!
Na milk no mbakwa they na open milk.
Yeah, but milk
coffee. No,
as someone who say, and yet the comfort of it, and omoyen, but the situation at hand. Hey, what happened? The Baumia Ekoye, you know, a campaign launch. The programmer Okoye,
campaign launch as in.
Omo primaries, campaign launch no. Because let me tell you some of the comments that came out of that. Finance Minister Eka said the best thing that has happened or Nanado, the best person will be taking over. Baumia. Mwankasa omo friend is saying chairman of the friends party made mention of the same thing because Hankentisa 29th of March. And your friend is saying finance minister, eco parliament, eco present budget, the difficulties about it and why e-levy must be passed. Now the chin, 30th of March. And His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Ankasa ebaye. Every State of the Nation's address again in parliament. Not that same week. And that's within 7 days. Baumia so say meba ababe chere madwene about the economic positions that we are in.
But Godwin Akogad menti wase o. Enya mukro ya na mo ka say the vice president got dodgy only she can about the economy.
Yes.
They say wa be kasa so a you are finding fault with it.
You see that's why I am telling you say a campaign launch na obe launch here. What you say?
Enti emra mo kasa omra bontin be kasa no. Na mo friend is on be launch campaign. Right. And no na mo friend is on
right. You see, when Obi ebon homrane kasa oye friend so ono na ye asafo hene. Ono na so oye the economic wizard going to transform the economy. Not reality. Posterity, karma, all combine their forces against him. No journey from economics. Digitalization. Then you know, say, Papa no o journey every billion.
Otrem, or some digitalization is part of the economy.
Okay, Mamin can be
Otrem.
Mamin can be true. And now, say, Ninchire Mukra or yeno, Sebe, one of the digitization about your economy. If not John Dramani Mahama.
No, so if you believe that digitalization.
Accra Digital Center. One a year. One a setting it up. Passport office. One a SRT. Your friends say assessing your friends a passport digitally in Ghana.
If not, a play major role in economy.
It does.
We're economics, digitalization.
You see.
But that's what you've been saying.
When things are getting rotten, you as the head of the economic team, you don't keep quiet about it. You don't keep quiet about it. You don't run away from the economics. Obano, the Omakacha say, me, Baumia, sika no wa ha ma ye adwuma Bank of Ghana da. And that was the grounds of the year campaign. And can we launch a campaign? No, we launch a campaign. Friends, internal campaign for your friends president. No, now ka promises we hear no. And ka wababel list say we've been able to achieve the promises that we made, but unfortunately, unto me enkasa enfa even the promises are oye ho. President Kufuor Kasembi or say she was sitting him economics ya ye kan nyina ekoba nyina no was sitting him etisay ene na me more example milk anipa 12 eche ene obi to me pon free adwumam awa adabraka or say mami nanti fiti adabraka embra alajo na me faka na metumi etua 2 cedis me fa ewo adabraka eye 3 cedis 50 pesos ti mami fa half enye nantie ene even MPP fu a omo say ekoyie no MPP amba ka mi hu say V8 kura no ene ye use V8 na e roll it down air condition enti petrol wo muntumi ento.
Now it is because they are saving it. I mean, measures our finance minister did to work.
And the anka parke
na use salon car more cut it down.
Parke na use salon car.
It doesn't matter.
And V8 na fe wo roll it down to me parliament tro.
There be a all kono be here V8.
The
fact is that crime does not mean say on fan crime before.
Right.
Yeah.
Toyota Corolla. I told the whole Ghana pay.
I know you.
That is why I'm telling you, say, so Okasa will cut it down expenditure. And yet V8 rolling down, no, and the solve problem. No. People are in difficult times. And Nyama Enkoye. And Nuntina President Kufuor, Oka say, Nana do down Kufuor, no so can say, Fausa, and so bottom, and CBB Swana. These are things that the people of Ghana want to hear. And then, Koko, 2 cedis, 1 cedi in him. Dokono ayeton. And you see, these are some of the things the Bia Yeta Edia analysis. Nana do down kwa say, and yet, Senyama Koya, and can yes say, Dokono 1 cedi ayehuni. Because, when him said Dokono, ne ye 1 cedi. And they're bright. Unim say about dokun 3 cedis. Jabo dokun e wo su 3 cedis 4 cedis. Unam la pass ni abeka e na onya dokun 2 cedis no wato. Na sebe dokun 2 cedis abeto no any 1 cedi size no e the same. These are some of the things I expect to say anka baumia e be address amayen. Abra Oka say by the end of 2020, no, nobody will have toilet issues in Ghana. Was he able to tell us where we are today about that promises? Or say, yeah, so na yem breaki 8 no emano. Has he been able? And petrol price, yeah, the percentage growth. It be drew filling station nanka makaso. May thought your friend is a 6% of the last price of petrol. Bugu kadim emame. May thought petrol, may tono in nominal terms. Midrua, may say mame 3 gallons, mame 4 gallons. Baby, enemy ebe kwako drew de, eyemini minyame asem. And that is the reality on the grounds. Things are difficult.
No, but the vice president, the vice president admitted, he said, look, things are difficult. Ojitu, mudia view now, Pesoka, and no explaining the entire and yoma are difficult. To the ordinary Ghanaian, said the Beya Obetias.
And Yama, O catcher may say, Amanyama are difficult. It falls flat. O catcher may say, Dokuno price are costly because of Ukraine and Russian war. And then Ghana. Yay, friend is saying net importation of your friend is saying fuel. Fuela yetu ewa Ghana no. E doso e chain fuela ye de bagana ebe yusu. And it always, yes, fuel yetu ewo Ghana. Ebro so echen de ye yusu ewo Ghana. Which means to say price of fuel ekosra ye do ho emphasis because ye tu oil ni bi ewa. Enti surprise no ekosra ye do ho de. But Baomia any Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado say omunso Ghana for asene e was akwan we so. Price stabilization fund eda ye petrol so no. Ede na ye say sika no.
Fund na wo ye reduce fuel by 15 pesos. Na BDCs no so omo negotiate ya omo so reduce your money that margin. Where were you?
Maybe
at least
right.
Government to an amount.
Oh right. Here.
Me too.
Na fuel no. And then I'm 6 cities. And na diesel. And I'm 10 cities. Now be catch them say Matisu 15 pesos. E dia mawa. E dia na me fasa 15 pesos no enye per liter. Me de yeden. Whilst ye nyina ye nim say ye wo sika bi eda petrol ne so. Aye friend no price stabilization fund. Omo discount. The use of that money and they say right say price no yen pese yente fuel price so a ye de sa sika ni nyina no ye invest ye de gu ho say price of fuel kosoro will not roll it over to the Ghanaian to pay ye de be so yase. But unfortunately for Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado no sa sika no so no we di aka ni expected income ne ho enunti no sa price stabilization fund no dia se sa sika no eye no entumi enye because Nanado e de kwakotu aka
ya no mo anonsi mama
medima no ese no he Ghana for ye trimu nya de no enema mu ye den ye te ase ye boy ye mu belt yatiri ye ho kom se Ghana ebenya nkoso na yatiri ye yemu kom na Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado nanu ya otu kwan akọ 6 countries no a high jet yes ye ho tiri ye no asan so akọ rent jets $14,000 an hour eno a conservative price ye a friend's a buja price. And your friend is saying it is her and come away. So why do you think that the everyday Ghanaian must suffer for the president's comfort? Why do you think? Mo pesa mo pass e-levy. Mo sanso correct another jet. Ama Dwaso say omra. Na say the pakure catcher or say ya want because of COVID and Ukraine war. Ubejiedi. Yanwatri yenina no to pass e-levy no MPBR you gave 1.2 billion to every MP to pass.
That's not a fact.
Right. And you say can the Japan say Adwa Safu share no or no and the coach you account they are not kind
there be one kasa
or kasere.
Okay, say yes, Ochia sika gu Adwasafo account.
O sika ne ya he.
Sa sika no.
O se ya he.
Ye nim sika kro.
O se ya he.
Se ebia obi na de ne ka wa ban mu na waje na wakotua gu na account.
I mean, he said
chief of staff. Ben no
chief of staff in this cano ne okoje wo no na koje wo ho.
Yes, but
ekotua egu ni account.
But wa man reason for that money NC so say a bribe in your day ma Adwasafo ana. No. Or Jiska, yes, Ediko to Adwasafo account, yes. But as to the Sikane ye dinti no.
Right.
No, what you ho.
Asemna who be an ocha. Because he made these two statements say Adwasafo cannot take them, your friend is saying.
Yes, but the fact is
and the thing that was done for her.
That I disagree.
Oh, right.
Right. No, that I disagree.
The thing that was done for her.
Said, no, but that for her.
If say 1.2 of the 1.2 billion.
No.
That
I disagree.
And no can say Debbie. As long as across board.
That I disagree. And
right, you can disagree with me.
when are reading meanings into it. But
and is it foul for me to read the meaning?
That is not a fact. But why do you read meanings? Entisa. I mean, you are just conjecturing.
Okay, right. To the man.
Okasai.
So, say, 11 to the your fat. Your friends say, hi, jet a man. Now, on Penesu say,
we don't know that for a fact.
1.2 billion, a year for 11.
Dennis Bremomame, we don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes in Pacho. Now, God wins with 2 minutes. My time also. Yeah. So now you can come to your figures. Yes. Nah, but why? Mama time.
Kinky.
Okay. Okay.
Me talk Kinky. It was Shalom Sports. Our Lashibi. Once a day, 50 pesos day. Okay. They are all ever so you.
Anka 20
They told me, Ghana has also talking 50 cities crowd when you be at all. Your restaurants and hotels. Our Ghana has open kinky 100 Ghana crowd when you be at all. And see, Aku any of this phone could be Mudomo. Yet, you told a kinky walk quite home. Baby, you Ghana food in a tom kinky when they to a kinky and 1 city and 1 city 50 pesos. A beam. See in some obvious. I mean, the typical NDC propaganda. I don't want to go into it. They're making an say. I say, I tell Pansam, but the NTC MPP, NTC NDC, better than them. Yeah, no. Ghana yet dinner for boy din to say enough for boy din what 2015, 2016. No. Yeah, you num Kania. You make sure say Ghana for Benya Kania de Eduma. Ghana yet din for boy din to say another din 2016. No. You tria Ghana for school fees and mom. So Munko school. Ghana yet din, the more din to say another din 2016. No. You're making sure say Ghana ni baby will be teacher training in nursing training college ya find a room. Ghana yet din, more din to say no more cano in 2016. No. You're making sure say omo teacher training and then nursing training colleges you know. You're making sure say you two more allowances say momo yen from nsem ye. Ghana yet din or many more din a yen ne hwache ye no. To say no more cano. You're making sure say Ghana ni bi o ha okura national health insurance card or co hospital ye je card no. Yengu health insurance and here. Ghana yet din or many more yet din at Titia Pansam no. Or Mampeni Abedi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia were listed almost about 200 of Niama Yede Abain Sika aye. And you say, and can you 2 minutes now, Mamia, and can make 2 seconds bebo nina bakum amount. Every single thing is here in the statement. And you but the unfunny say Ghana yet. You find it at Titia Pansam to say NDC for Kano. To say na 2016 your cost line to a better NDC because now Ghana a more things a suma kata so ye nya kania crown for your total factories mu a converted via and sorry no with the emphasis. In the midst of all the challenges, we've done way better, provided way more relief to the people of Ghana than under the NDC.
Dennis,
it is unfortunate say Ebani say ya NDC for them baby any table no. Into Omoka, I see everybody with comparisons.
Dennis, thank you.
It is also a fact to say Ghana has made a lot of progress and then not done Kwekufa.
Your 2 minutes
is
is
up.
Godwin Akogan, 2 minutes. Dennis Miracle Abwaji, right. 2 minutes.
I'm saying, I can't be a prophet of doom, what you are saying. But in Pennyfor say, Unim Uwa Shena. At the beginning of this year, and our finance minister enlisted timer yebetua workers ka ewo Ghana baako kra ni ho a etra 25th as proposed, but this first quarter obi a waje ne salary ntemu pa kra no exceeded ebi agino 5th of the next month, 3rd of the friends the next month. Obi anje ne salary within that month. That should tell you say enema mu enye lala sulala collections ena yeye na se esoma ansana yakwakotua eka ene ye debt to GDP enam 83%. Na patre say ye de yensa no atoku ye mene se kebia ye benya bia no edi kan no ese say yekotua bosia yabono eka. And these are the difficulties are ene yewum. the debia ya catch a buy and say Sebin Preduasa and ya opebre and ya cabbage. Cut down your expenditures. Cut down on expenditures because opebre mu die sebe unya gariwe na di nsuo egusua na nka wada.
Martin,
medase cabbage.
Medase bebre.
The waste is too much, bright.
Godwin Akogan medase bebre. Well, Abusia Yadia see Mami Faseda, my Dennis Miracle Abwaje, our director in charge of local government decentralization rural development at the office of the president, and Godwin Akogan, a deputy national communications officer for the NDC. Abusia Mami Faseda, my DJ Awana Yoa 05, Aisha Ibrahim, Ella Efriye, Kofi Asan, Kojo Fojoy, lead producer, Joshua Tigo, programs manager, AC Ohene, head of news, Adom FM, Adom TV, the general manager, Adom Brands, Abdullah Awudu. I'm quite no mark, the bet to me, I'm restaurant as well. I didn't question some many CJ and Dijumedia Braille, Upness, Work and Happiness, Jumani and DJ, the man, Black Eye, Ebetanasi, Tete Bana for the producer, Mavis Malaika Bonechi Dom, all set and ready. Take over. Work and happiness. Well, Abusia, good morning. Stay safe. Enjoy your day. Adiye nyina mu no. Say akomapa adwenpa ode nante ebeboa.